Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here at Great Things Tampa Bay, and today just wanted to share some hate mail or hate posts that I received today. And so I'm pretty active on various online forums, Facebook and other groups of people that get on the internet and chat. I've been chatting on the internet in various forums since the early 90s. Originally, I believe it was FidoNet was the first large interconnected network I was on. Before that, I was on BBS's. And all of that definitely predates widespread use of the World Wide Web. Now, all that to say, I'm a bit of a practiced hand at dealing with people, and I like to think that I'm a relatively honest and forthright kind of dude. But even I receive hate mail and angry messages every now and then. So I thought I'd share one of those with you today. And just to kind of dispel it, I thought it was an interesting thing because it's definitely something I've noticed in this space. People always ask me like what I would classify Great Things Tampa Bay as, like, are you an influencer? Which, honestly, I think is stupid because when I think of influencer, I think of people that only post pictures of themselves online that don't really bring a lot of value and basically ask for free stuff all the time. Or to be paid for it. Funny enough, being an influencer is not any sort of new thing. Before that, they were called article writers. So many of the small publications that you see around the area and indeed the country are actually a for-profit paid writing service to where you read, because I've reached out to a few of them because I've lived here all my life and I feel like I could share some pretty interesting insights on the area. So I've reached out to a few of these places and have just been like, hey, I'd be happy to write an article for you about X, Y, and Z in the area. It's definitely in line with your, publication, and I'm an okay writer. And they're like, well, we'll have somebody write an article about you, and it'll be like $300 or something like that. So at which point I said, no, sorry, not terribly interested in having a paid-for article appearing in a local publication. Just not my cup of tea. So just know that those have been around for a long time, and even major national magazines and newspapers do take on paid articles from time to time. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So being a paid influencer is nothing new. And then on top of that, like food critics have their own prejudices and the way they do things, and everyone sort of has an agenda on everything, so etc., etc., etc. So basically, there's no unbiased reviews, and even mine are not unbiased. Not because I get paid for them, but because I only talk about places that I like. If I don't like a place, I definitely am not going to feel confident enough to go into detail about it, and I think that insincerity would definitely show through because I'm not that good of a liar. So basically the hate mail was that my pieces are basically just all puff pieces that local businesses pay me for, and that is absolutely not the truth. Currently, I have had one paid sponsor. It amounted to, I believe, $65 for, I think, 3 episodes, and basically all it was me mentioning their service, which they were doulas, which I didn't know what that was, but apparently that is the people that help women give birth or something like that, some sort of birth coach, something like that. I don't know. It was a little over my head. So need to take a minute here for a quick commercial break and to tell you about a new podcast listening platform called Podcoin. Podcoin is kind of cool in that they actually pay you to listen to the podcasts that you already listen to, including Great Things Tampa Bay. Podcoin is available both on Apple and Android devices, so just go to your respective app stores and download it. And yeah, you can turn every minute that you listen to this and other great podcasts into cash for charity donations. You can turn it into Amazon gift cards or all sorts of other neat items. So go download the Podcoin app. And if you use the code Great Tampa when you sign up, you will get 300 coins to get you well on your way to your first payout. Now, you only get those coins if you download the app and put in the code Great Tampa. That's GreaTtampa. That, once again, was the Podcoin app, and I've used it, and it's pretty cool, pretty unique idea. So anyway, back to the show. That is the only payment I've ever received for this show. Now, if you would like to advertise on the show, like, I'm always open to conversations, and if it makes sense, I am absolutely open to some types of advertising. I don't believe I would ever be in favor of paid pieces, just because, like I said, I value my integrity a little bit too much versus accepting payment for a positive piece on this show. But other than that, if I'm completely open to, this show is brought to you by, Joe's Plumbing. Joe is the best plumber. Joe is a great plumber in Tampa Bay, and he sponsored the show, and blah, 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 blah. So, I'm open to that, but I'm not going to do a whole segment for pay. Like, that's not the goal of this show. So, and if you're asking what the goal of this show is, it's basically to share with you all of the great places that I have found in Tampa Bay over my 40 years of living here, and to establish a relationship with you, because I'm also a realtor, and when you are thinking about buying a house in Tampa Bay, I would like for you to think about all of the cool restaurants and stuff that I have told you about. And you would maybe think, hey, it's like he showed me a few cool restaurants. He knows the area really well. He'd probably also be a good realtor. Let me reach out to him and see what he's all about in a real estate field. So that is the reason that I do this show. So I don't really care so much about the sponsorship. As I said, I've never accepted any form of payment for this show. And I'm open to some forms of sponsorship or patronage and stuff like that. Like, I have some products for sale and all that stuff. You can check the shop down below, and I'm going to be having some t-shirts coming out soon. I'm also happy to resell other local, makers and crafts people. I'm willing to, sell some of their stuff for a marginal profit on the website, just to feature more local Tampa stuff. But I'm never directly going to accept payment for a positive video on this channel. So, thanks for watching. My name's Kyle Sasser. This is Great Things Tampa Bay, the show about all the great eats, great places, and great people in the greater Tampa Bay area. If you would like to find your own great place in Tampa Bay, maybe you're looking for a new place to live, I'm also a licensed realtor and be happy to help you in your search. You can reach me at kyle@sassergroup.com, and I'll put a link to that in the notes below, and I will be more than happy to help you. So thanks for tuning in.